Alrighty, traders, this is Blake Morrow, and you are listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm getting comments in the chat room that I was a little too anxious to get off the webinar yesterday, so it was too much of a quickie. Wish today's gonna. I was thinking today might be different, but it's actually it's been a pretty slow session. It's not to say it hasn't been profitable. I know some of you guys have done actually pretty well. Let's cover a few of the things that have developed today. So first and foremost, we talked about the euro earlier this morning on the FACE webinar, and really, I think this is a further confirmation that you don't want to be short the euro at this moment. I'm not saying that the euro is not a good short longer term. I'm just saying it at this moment. And let me share with you the reasons why. First of all, the pivot off the blue trend line. I know we talked about this on the FACE webinar. We were testing it earlier this morning. We bounced, and what we've done is we've come back and basically retested it, or the 78% retracement. Notice how we've made a higher low. Do you see that? Higher low. Relative strength is divergent as well. Let me do this right here. Okay, so relative strength is divergent. We made a higher low. So again, I wouldn't want to be short the euro here. I wouldn't mind being short the euro up here, especially ahead of like the jobs report on Friday. But I wouldn't want to be short the euro at this moment. That's not. I don't think that's the right trade. And again, I don't want to be long, but that doesn't mean that it can't go up. I would choose rather not to be on the long side, and I'd rather just to be on the short side. But that's the euro. Cable, this is a layup for those of you that took advantage of it. I was trying to be a little bit more conservative, and some of you, I'm sure, took advantage of this one. I mean, that's about as basic technical analysis as you get. We broke the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern. We came back and retested the neckline and then rolled over. I was hoping for a move to here. See that breakdown point? That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a move to 2410, 2405, somewhere in that neighborhood, that I was going to short it. But it did exactly what you would expect it to do. It came back, hit the previous support, current resistance, and rolled over. Aussie dollars, it's at the 618. It's trading a little heavier. It's trying to move lower, but it's finding some support. I'm a big I'm an Aussie dollar bear, as you guys know. I'm short the Aussie yen, which we'll talk about here in a second. But as long as we stay below this 64.50 level, the false breakout area, I plan on being on the short side of the Aussie. I've got Aussie short in a couple different ways, but I'm not opposed to shorting the Aussie dollar either. So if the euro, let's say, rallies to 108.50 and the Aussie dollar pushes back up to like 64.50, I would be a seller up there if I can get my hands on it. So we'll see if that's possible heading into this evening. Now, I told you I'd mention the Aussie yen, but before I talk about the Aussie yen, I should talk about the US dollar Japanese yen. So the US dollar Japanese yen, excuse me, it's allergy season, so I'm a little stuffed up. My nose is itchy, throat's itchy, that type of thing. Everything's still blooming here, despite it being it's going to be 105 degrees today. It's hot. I mean, hot. We're at 127% extension of this last consolidation. So I expect us to at least stall here. What I would be hoping for with the dollar yen is when you come back up and make another move similar to that. That's what I would be thinking and kind of hoping with the dollar yen. But the Aussie yen has kind of sold off the same way as we hit some pretty key support. Now we broke a little triangle. This is support. I closed some of my my Aussie yen exposure today because of where we were stopping. But ultimately, I think the Aussie yen is pushing down below 67 cents, 67 yen, excuse me. That's where I think the Aussie yen's going eventually. And that's where my target for the pattern in play is. But if you guys use ForexAnalytix, I just adjusted the invalidation level because my thoughts were if we get above this resistance right here, if we get above that resistance right there, then you're going to start looking at a double bottom, and you don't want to give away all your profits. Like I said, I pulled off part of my position already, and I'm thinking that we break through here, but we need a little help with the equity markets. As you guys know, the equity markets are holding up pretty well. I mean, all the indices are in green right now. You can see them here. Here's the S&P futures, NASDAQ futures, Russell, Dow. I mean, we're in positive territory. It's been about the slowest day that we've seen in equities in a while. But if we turn lower towards the end of the session, that's probably ultimately what's going to drive the Aussie yen below the support and probably towards that 127% extension. Speaking of which, I guess we could take a look at the S&P really quick. As I mentioned to you guys earlier today, I think the S&P is developing like a possible head and shoulder here, with the head being above that 2,900 level. As long as we stay below 2,900, which it's only 30 points away, so it's not very far away. But as long as we stay above that 2,900 level, then I think that we're going to come back down towards 2,800 and eventually break lower towards 26. But the stock market is holding up pretty well, frustratingly so. I need the S&P to drop lower personally, because I'm hoping that that move lower in the S&P will drive the Aussie yen to new lows, the dollar yen below 106, below 106 and towards 105.20, which is the longer term 618 retracement. But I need a little help from my friends, my friends in the stock market. So need a little bit of selling. Yeah, I was going to sing that song, but I'm not going to sing that song because you don't really need to hear me sing any song really at all. So other than that, I should talk about the dollar Canadian. Dollar Canadian is breaking out. This is I was telling everybody earlier, I was a little bummed out that this is happening without me, because I was on a call. And you guys know I've been monitoring the dollar Canadian carefully. I really was hoping we would have got to move to the 618 before breaking out, but then today just decided I really wanted to break out. The weak crude oil finally took a toll on the Canadian dollar, but now we're above that trend line. So now any dip back to 141 should find buyers, and it is targeting above 143 now. So again, I missed the boat on this one. I was, hoping for a little bit bigger dip, so I really wasn't paying too close of attention to it. But yeah, it's already on its way, unfortunately. So, and it's going to pick up a lot of momentum here if we start breaking the 141.60 level. Then the momentum should pick up to the upside. All right. So for those of you that are not listening to this live, means you're not listening to right at this moment in time. We have you want to make sure you want to be able to listen to this live, so you have to try ForexAnalytix. It's only $1 for 10 days. Make sure you try it out. This way you'll be able to enjoy all the benefits of ForexAnalytix with the mobile app and all and all the live webinars, not just the face webinar. So make sure you try us out. And Preeti asked about the euro dollar and the Aussie dollar, so I think I addressed both of those. So you guys have a great one. I'll see you in the chat room, or I'll see you on the face webinar tomorrow morning. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.